Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and we're here with another episode of Pokemon White, which is number 76, I believe we're at right now. Still here in the Dreamyard, taking on way over-level trainers here in the post-game of the Unova region. But in the last episode, we made our way here because we're looking for the 7 sages of the Unova region ever since Team Plasma was thwarted at the Pokemon League. They've gone into hiding. But Looker of the International Police needs our help to find them. And Sailor Pika, a very helpful agent of the International Police, has told us where to find them. One of them is in here somewhere. So, let's do a quick little team recap, prepare ourselves, or prepare you folks for who we have. Tell you what, we're heading back to the Pokemon Center first, because that gives me time to talk about... Oh, I can't ride my bike in here. That gives me time to talk about... There we go. The special prize giveaway thing going on. So if you missed the last episode, I did tell you that because of the injuries and knockouts that I suffered in the playthrough and the fact that I decided, you know what, Nuzlocke rules, be danged, we ain't doing them, I decided we're going to do some special prize giveaways for people. I did put a 5-question quiz in the last episode, which if you missed it, you can go check the quiz out there. I've got the questions in the description of this video as well, though, so you can check them out there. But if you want to see what the prize packs are going to be, check that video out, and I talk about the prizes there. I guess I can give you a little rundown. You get some special Pokemon in your Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon games. I should say Gen 7, because regular Sun and Moon can get them as well. But you get some special Pokemon, you get some TCG code cards, and I'm going to, in February next year, when I have more cash available to do this, do a mail-out of Dotman comic that I have, Dotman being my own comic book creation, and some physical packs of Pokemon TCG cards as well. So, I realized partway through the episode that if I say, leave your answers in the comments down below, then other people might see the comments and have the answers. And I didn't really clue into that until it was too late. I said at the end of the episode, maybe just messaging me directly would be better, or, you know, what have you. And people have left comments with the answers. Now, I'm not going to say if someone got them all right, if someone got some right, which ones were right, and yada, yada, yada. But basically, I knew it was going to come down to, like, eventually the answers were going to be said somewhere. And it's essentially going to come down to random draw of everyone who gets all the right answers, going into basically, metaphorically, names drawn out of a hat sort of a thing. So, I mean, the more people who answer, you still have a chance to win regardless if you got all the questions right. I am going to tier it on if you didn't get all the questions right, then you're ranked lower than someone who got them all right. So if that makes any sense, the people that get all the questions right have the better chance to win, let's just say. Anyways, for my research on dreams, I will research your dream. That makes sense. If you're going to research something you're researching, you got to research it. Scientist Catherine is going to have a Jigglypuff. Hey, we had a Jigglypuff. Not level 64. Nintendo 64. Is this Jigglypuff 64? Is this the Jigglypuff from Super Smash Brothers, the original? Am I reading way too much into this? Don't dire hit yourself. Quit dire hitting yourself. Quit dire hitting yourself. Oh, that didn't do hardly anything. Well, now we're going to have to switch because we are in love. Guess who doesn't love you, Jigglypuff? Scruff. She's a girl, you're a girl. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, as far as the coding goes in Pokemon, it ain't happening. Do you think... Hang on. I don't want to be one of those people that... What would you call it? Trivializes people's legitimate concerns about stuff. But... you might be aware that in this day and age, people get offended really quick about many things. So, one of the legitimate issues that people have, one of the concerns, is gender. I'm not going to get into the whole gender debate here. That's not what this is about. But, I'm wondering, do you think it's ever going to get to a point where people will target Pokemon for something like that, where attract will not work on the same gender of Pokemon? Because, I mean... if they're going to get on their case for anything, it should be the fact that this game has random percentages that are not random at all, and they changed them to mess with the human player. But if they are going to get on the case, I wonder if that would ever be a thing. You know, it's 2018, it's almost 2019. It's okay if a girl likes a girl, it's okay if a guy likes a guy. But the Pokemon can't do that. Of course, they could easily just say, well, this is more on the base level of, I guess, you know, physicality or whatever like that, and that's, I don't know, that's a whole, we're not even going to bother. You know what, let's change the subject. I did not click discharge. There we go. But, how are you guys doing in Pokemon Go? I'm having kind of fun. Of course you're not going to get paralyzed once. I did. Of course you're not going to. I don't like you, Musharna. You can go eat a rock. Or something less edible. What would be less edible than a rock? Let's go stealing and not miss that. There we go. I guess a rock with pineapple on it? That's probably less edible, right? Did I just trigger somebody? I hope I didn't. Tailwind. That might not be bad. In fact, since we have 3 charge moves, let's forget one. Honestly, I think I'm going to get rid of Razor Wind. We've had it since Gen 1, I believe, but it's a higher chance for critical hit. It's special based, though. Yeah, forget that. Why is that special? And why do so many Pokemon that have physical attack higher than special learn that? I think Scyther learns it. Why? I mean, okay, I get because it has blades, but why? Scyther learning a special offensive move. I don't know. Alright, let's revive. We're not going to go all the way back to the Pokemon Center every time, are we? Nah. Only if we lose a good amount of our Pokemon and we don't have the revives to deal with that. What is with all these people? I just want to find the Sage. Eek! Why? I foresaw your move and I was running away from you. I said it was running away from you. You were, ma'am, lady person. Psychic art. Why is that your name? Are we going to find a historian, like a relic hunter kind of guy, named Past? Speaking of future and past, something that I kind of like about that is there's a little game called Sonic CD. Do you know what Sonic CD is, folks? If you don't, oh, you missed out. One of my favorite games on Sega CD, mostly because we didn't have many others. But I mean, not to say that Sonic's not a good game. It was really a cool game. I'm gonna switch just to be safe. Well, I'll tell you who you can't hit. Smarty. Do you have anything to hit it with? Let's assume so. Hypnosis. Could be Insomnia. Silver Wind is resisted. We got, I think, is it air something? We got air something. Oh, this reminds me, Itchy Nose, of the Bayonet that I think it was a Bayonet that did the Sucker Punch while I was recharging from a Hyper Beam. Itchy Nose again. Stop itching my nose. But Sonic CD was really cool. The other game that we had, my brother and I, when we were younger, for the Sega CD, was a game called Sewer Shark. Do you know what Sewer Shark is? I remember it wasn't that bad of a game, but that might just be the fact that we didn't have other games to choose from. I remember not really understanding how to play it or why it was played the way it was played, but my brother, I think he beat it, and it was really impressive to see, because it's one of those games where... okay, let's just switch. Majestic can handle that. But it was one of those, it's almost like a Simon kind of memory game where they, like the idea of Sewer Shark, you're flying in this, basically a sewer-based submarine jet fighter pilot something, and you have a little robot ahead of you that is letting you know what tubes to take, like what junctions. He'll say, you know, I'm detecting enemy life signs at 6, 4, 9er, not 4, 6, 3, 9er. Directions on the clock, of course. 6 being behind you, 9er being to your left, yada yada yada. Hello, Satu. Would you just faint, please? I want to move on. You don't even have any stored power. You're doing nothing to me. But at the end of the game of Sewer Shark, it became a really fast-paced thing where it's like, that's nice damage, where you're not only trying to fly through these tunnels, but they say enemies located at such and such. You got to fly to those places, shoot the enemies, and then move on. If you don't shoot enough enemies, I think you lose. If you don't recharge your shields, you lose. So it was like a fast-paced, hectic game of, basically, Simon Says, for life or death, for keeps. And pretty sure he beat it. I remember seeing the end cutscene. I never got there myself. I didn't play it that much because it was a wild game. Do I want to heal, or do I want to go one more fight? I'm going one more fight. There's no consequence to losing. The Nuzlocke is done. Haha, found you. I've been researching without sleeping for days. I see you. But are you a dream? I mean, you know, some people might say I'm a dream. Others might say a nightmare. I am your nightmare, Luke. Sharna. Itchy nose again. What is with of the nose? I don't knows. Alright, Squeak. Nah, we'll switch you out. Who wants to come in and take this attack? Probably not Pokemon, I'll tell you that. You know, I probably should have healed. Let's bring Chirp. Chirp's gonna go with the Sky Attack. We're gonna land a critical flinch. X Special. That's kind of bad if you're going for them Psy Beamers, I'll tell you. But yes, definitely the Sonic CD game was really, really awesome. It was really cool when you would... the whole idea with Sonic CD is you have to go into the past and the future of the area that you're on. It's called, I believe it's called just like Little Planet. It's a little planet that appears, was it once every 100 years or something like that? And Eggman, Robotnik, has conquered it. He's trying to use the power of the time stones on the little planet to power whatever death egg he's making this time. Critical. Ooh, not bad. Okay, we are confused, but we're going to break through and land the Steel Wing. See? Told you. I was actually pretty lucky that we did that. But, yeah, it was really cool, and I love whenever you're running past one of those, like, there's these signboards that say past or future. When you go past them, you collect it, and if Sonic can go to 88 miles per hour and hold that for a few moments, you then travel to that time. That was really cool. But it was really fun that when you run past, you hear the voice of go, past, or future. And they sound like, they sound a lot more techno kind of thing than I was doing just there. But it was really cool. Everything back then was about time travel, it seemed. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Who has seen that movie? I don't know how many have seen it. It's, at this point, a pretty old movie, but I hear they're planning on a remake, perhaps. But there's that. There's, of course, the Back to the Future trilogy. There is... oh, there's Sonic CD for the video games. I should have close combated. Rats. But there's also in DuckTales, the cartoon series, which I'm sure there's a recent remake, I remember. But there was an original that I grew up watching. They had time travel in that too, so everything was all about time back then. It's really funny though, the Back to the Future trilogy, when they do travel to the future from their time, they go to the far-off, distant time of the year 2015. What year is it this time, folks? Right now, it's 2018, right? Yeah, so they travel from the past to more of the past nowadays, which is crazy. It's just funny to see how they were expecting the future to be like 30 years from when the movie was first made. It was, you know, we had flying cars and stuff. We had you know, self-lacing shoes. We had self-drying jackets, hologram movies. What else was there? $50 bottles of pop, and hover technology for vehicles. Not just that. We had hover technology for skateboards, also known as hoverboards. It is 3 years too late, but I am still waiting for science to make me a hoverboard. I don't care if I am a 78.2 years old man. When they make hoverboards, I'm getting one. I'm gonna just cruise around town on my hoverboard. I don't care how many hips I break. I don't care if they're mine either. I want to ride around on a hoverboard. So maybe someday we'll get to see it. I say that to people and they say, you know, they're having hoverboards already made. And I'm like, really? Where? And they show me a picture of what I call a Segway with no handles. Is a Segway with no handles. I'm very critical when people say they've made hoverboards. They have not. All right, not the hoverboards you see in Back to the Future. That's how you showed up. This man's Yoda. I don't know why. He just happens to be. Rudolph. Hey, where's your red nose, reindeer? Starmie. That's not a red nose. It's a red crystal, though. Interesting. So, let's sucker punch it. Oh man, don't do this. How do we deal? Well, I know how we deal with a Starmie. I'll tell you right now. We discharge, but we first gotta slow it down a bit. And all you got is Swift. That's all you can hit me with is Swift. What do you got? Water Gun? You got Confusion Spit? You ain't got nothing on us. Okay, you're gonna hit us with one more Swift and knock us out. That is a concern. We're gonna sucker punch in that case. Darn right we are. Not bad. Alright, Swift takes us down, but we're We're going to bring in Scruff next. Could you imagine how enraged I would be at this point of the postgame if I was keeping up with the Nuzlocke rules? That's why it's a good thing I didn't continue them, because I probably would have ended this game long ago and said, postgame is not worth it because of the level difference. And I think, yeah, Sailor Pika said in a previous video, like I was saying, where do they honestly expect you to level up to this point after the Elite Four? She said maybe they expect you to level up in Victory Road. But to be completely honest, I leveled up to like 5 levels above the wild Pokemon in Victory Road, which is usually my routine. I could even level up to 10 levels off the Pokemon, or above the Pokemon in Victory Road. It wasn't gonna matter. You're still under-leveled for all these people afterwards. It don't make sense to me. The only thing I can think of is they might have expected you, or wanted you, to go take on the Elite Four again immediately after the end game. And that could be a thing, but I don't know. For all I know, the Elite Four have leveled up even higher than they were. So, it's hard to say. All I know for sure is we cannot switch out because Shadow Tag is a thing. But if we can flinch this out, or at least hope for some paralyzes, then we can drop a Wobbuffet. Even if the Nuzlocke was going, and the rules were still fully enforced, I would not be afraid of a Wobbuffet. They're easy to deal with. So many people are terrified when a Wobbuffet comes on the field. You can deal with it. You just gotta think outside the box. So I think most people just think, you know, oh, we gotta hit it as hard as we can and hope to knock it out. Most of the time, you don't knock it out, and it counters or mirror coats back the damage you just did. And that's why you lose Pokemon. So if you're ever in a situation you are Nuzlocking, and a Wobbuffet comes along, of course, it depends on who you have in. But if you happen to have something that can poison or burn, just do that. And then just keep using your potions or whatever items you need to. Just keep healing up. You're not going to faint because it can't touch you unless you touch it. Once you get that status condition on it. In fact, what I should have probably done here is tried Flamethrower until I got a burn on it and let the burn do the work. But flinching can help as well. So yeah, Wobbuffet, they're not hard to deal with. Unless I had gotten a critical hit earlier and it countered that. Then I would have lost Pokemon, admittedly. But all things considered, they can be dealt with. It was really funny too. I was doing a battle in Pokemon Battle Revolution on the Wii, Wi-Fi battle with a random opponent. They had 2 legendaries on the field. I think it was Ho-Oh and Groudon. And I was using my Team Rocket team. So I had an Ekans on the field. One of my Pokemon got knocked out. And then I sent in Wobbuffet. Immediately after that, the opponent disconnected. That's how much people fear Wobbuffet, apparently. People say the Musharna that show up here every Friday are a bit different. Now, yeah, Friday, apparently, we got a Twisted Spoon. You'll find a Musharna. There's some grass up in the upper area you might have seen earlier. And I think the Musharna you find here at that point has the hidden ability, which I forget what it is, but that's how you can get a hidden ability. Well, hey, what's this old man doing here? First of all, let's pick up this item that's been taunting us. Just to revive. I'll take it, I guess. What is this? What is that? I don't care. Alright, now let's get this old man. Oh, is this double battle grass? Neat. Hello. Oh, look at that, he just rams me.
Boo! Were you surprised? Oh, trainer who destroyed our castle, I was quite surprised by you. If you surprise me, nope, if you surprise them, both Pokemon and people leave themselves open. While they're in a state of surprise, they can't use their powers like they normally would. Our intention was to surprise people by making our castle appear and showing off the legendary Pokemon. At that moment, we planned to deeply impress people's hearts with the awesome power of Team Plasma and the brilliance of our new world. Now that I've seen the strength of spirit in you and the gym leaders, I wonder how effective that strategy would have been after all. Not very effective at all. Maybe that strength of spirit was what's needed to take Pokemon to the next level? Mega Evolution! They're predicting Mega Evolution! I'm sorry to have wasted your time with a silly conversation. Take this with you. We got Sora's Dance! Nice! Also, we don't need to fight, apparently. My Lord N's dream. You were the one who put a stop to that. Please don't ever forget that. Okay, so, I don't know when it happens, but we know Looker's gonna come flying in to arrest this man. If he comes from anywhere other than those stairs, I'm gonna call shenaniganery on that because we cannot get here other than taking those stairs. There we go! Thank you, game, for being consistent. Because I was gonna say, how did he get in here without having to fight all those trainers? Ah, and now, about Team Plasma. I am an officer of the International Police, and there are so many things you must tell me at once. Musharna is said to appear here. Case closed. It Yes, dream mist makes you see dreams, but they are nothing but illusions. The dreams you realize with your own abilities are the real dreams.
Accept my thanks. Can we back up a sec? What did you just say, Sage Man? That had nothing to do with... Now, Ghetsis notwithstanding, there yet remains but 3 of the 7 sages still at large. What it is they may be thinking, what it is they may be hoping, this is the information I pursue. Until we meet again! And off to the TARDIS with you. Alright, now, let's get an item. Oh, we do get attacked. I was going to say, can we make it through all that grass with no random encounter? Hey, it's a Moon Knight, level 48! I could have trained here, maybe. Maybe... Okay. Perhaps what they intended was for you to come to places on the routes that you've already been to. Like this place here. I could train up on these wild Pokemon to hit higher levels. Maybe I'll do that eventually. Do some grinding. Not this week. You know, I got stuff to do preparing for other stuff this week. But maybe over the Christmas break coming up, I'll do a bit of grinding over here. And we'll be good to go. I don't have strength with me. Marowak, no. But anyway, over here in this patch of grass, actually I think in the right ooh, Dreamyard. In the right patch of grass, I think that's where Musharna shows up on Fridays. Yeah. So let's leave it for the time being. Should I come back and get that Musharna? I mean, I'm not going to use it. We're almost done in this generation anyway, so. If you want me to grab it just to see what the ability is, I can do it. But let's go to our Strength HM. I was going to talk about this too. So in this generation, they made TMs multi-use, of course. Who wants to learn it? Because who can I replace a move on? Actually, Scruff. We can... Wait, yeah, do we have Thunder Wave? Let me see if we have the Thunder Wave TM. Tell you what, we'll just do it anyway. I'm sure we can hard scale Thunder Wave back on. If not, oops. So let's go ahead and do that. I mean, I could easily hard scale the Discharge back on, but... whatever. Now, I think the Strength Rocks stay pushed in this generation when you push them. But as I said, I was kind of upset with Gen 5 when they made TMs multi-use, just like the HMs. But of all things, while shoveling the driveway yesterday, my mind wandered, and I came to realize, why was that a thing? In fact, if anything, I should have been more upset with Gens 1 through 4 for having TMs only 1 use. Because let's think about the technology of TMs and HMs. It's a little disc that I guess you slap on the Pokemon's forehead and they learn the move. What about HMs makes it so that they do not break after 1 use? Now, gameplay-wise, I understand you can't lose your HM for strength, for example, because if you're in an area that needs strength and you use the strength move or the TM, you lose it, your Pokemon then learns a new move and forgets strength, then you're stuck. You can't progress in the game. So that's why HMs are non-disposable. But thinking in the game itself, like in the logic of the world, if they have the technology to make an HM that does not break after 1 use, why would they not have applied that to TMs to make them not break after 1 use? Or, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe there was that limitation, and it wasn't until Gen 5 that they found a way to make TMs as durable as HMs. All that being said, that's just me randomly rambling about stuff. That basically is going to bring us to the end of the episode. Now, I'm going to take a quick look at the comments and just see. So where else did Sailor Pika say we got to go check out some more of our Sage buddies? Scroll back in my comments here. A little ways back, I think. So we got Chargestone Cave, Route 14 we can't get to just yet, Dreamyard, Cold Storage. So we did those. Yeah, Chargestone Cave, Dreamyard, Cold Storage. So Route 14 and 18. Wait, did we do Route 18 yet? We could do Route 18 next. We haven't gone there yet. And Relic Cave. So I think we can do those 2 next. Those will be our next priorities as far as the sage searching is concerned. But for today, that's going to bring us to a close for Pokémon White. So as I end off, I'm going to remind you folks, well, before I do that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Glad you're enjoying the series, and hopefully you're sticking with us till the very bitter end until we complete the post-game. At which point, we're moving on to the next generation, Gen 6. We're going to do Pokemon X and continue. Basically, it's going to end my main run through the entire franchise. Because, of course, with Pokemon Moon, we've done that playthrough already. Pokemon Ultra Sun has been completed as well. If you want to see those, check out the channel, find the playlist for those. But what was was I going to say? Anywho, if you guys want a reminder, there is that special quiz going on. If you want a chance to win a pretty kind of cool looking prize pack, check out the last video that went up, episode number 75, and see all the details in there, what you can get for prizes. And just to recap the questions, they're in the video, but they are also in the description of this video as well. Just if you want to, just send me a message either through my Twitter, just directly on Facebook, email. You can find that on my YouTube page as well. The About page, I should say. And just send me the answers to the questions if you want to have a chance to win some of the prizes I'm going to be giving away. And the draw will be done on Sunday evening coming up. I'll be then taking a look at all the comments on the videos and see who got the questions right, put them into those tiers, and decide randomly determination of who's going to win the prizes based on how well the answers were questioned. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to be a wrap. If you want to follow me for some more tongue-tieable Pokemon content, you can subscribe to the channel or now join as a member and get yourself some members exclusive perks for supporting and helping me out. I appreciate it. And you can also check me out on other social media. As I said, I got my Twitter, Instagram, Discord, all linked in the description down below. And I guess that's about covering everything. Thank you folks again for watching. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I'll catch you next time.